The dollar bill is the most universally recognized unit of currency in the world, but what does its distinctive design really signify? Embedded in the design are mysterious images and arcane symbols.
There's a very distinctive emblem, an uncompleted pyramid with the all-seeing eye of Providence at the top.
But why is it there, and what does it mean?
America's secret destiny is concealed in those symbols. It's a civilization without a belief in God.
Conspiracy theorists believe that these elaborate images are part of a political and religious plot dating all the way back to the birth of the United States of America. A plot that involves not only the Founding Fathers, but also one of the country's most revered presidents, Franklin D. Roosevelt. And at the heart of that conspiracy are the Freemasons.
Conspiracy is
some deep-seated paranoia.
She
has many enemies.
What's going on behind the closed doors?
It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy theories.
What are the secrets contained in the dollar bill? A close look at the dollar bill reveals a complex design. It is positively crammed with imagery that clearly has symbolic significance. A pyramid, an all-seeing eye. An eagle, or is it a phoenix? What are they supposed to mean, and how did they get there? Conspiracy theories abound, fueled by radio phone-ins, contentious publications, and even Hollywood blockbuster films. But where does the truth lie? The truth begins here, with the Great Seal, the official badge or coat of arms of America. This symbol is known globally as the centerpiece of the dollar bill. And by understanding the seal, we can start to decode the secrets hidden in the banknote's design.
Most people, of course, when they think of the Great Seal, they think of the obverse of the front side. And that is an eagle with arrows and olive branch and six-pointed star above the eagle's head. And that basically was a symbol that most Americans accept as our seal.
But on the back, or reverse of the note, there are two circular designs, because the original Great Seal was two-sided like a coin with a front and a back face. The front face, or obverse, showed the familiar American eagle, but on the other side there is a much more enigmatic image.
It's a totally different experience altogether. There are symbols on it which aren't American. There are no pyramids in America.
But this pyramid was certainly on the original two-sided design, which was created as the official seal of the new America.
For thousands of years, cultures and peoples and governments have used seals to formalize and authenticate documents and indicate ownership and provide security.
The seals were enormously important because they supposedly told you the origins of the nation and its meaning, and to others who got deeply into heraldry, its purpose.
Since its creation, the eagle on the obverse of the Great Seal has been an icon of America, a primary symbol of the national identity. But the pyramid on the reverse side is only ever seen on the back of the dollar bill and in no other context. So why was it designed in this way, and what do these images reveal about America's purpose in the world? The Great Seal has evolved over time, but it is essentially based on an original design created by the Founding Fathers of America.
At the time of the American Revolution, the Declaration of Independence from Britain, the mother country, it was very important for the new nation to have its own identity embodied in a seal.
This seal had to serve as an appropriate emblem to represent America to the rest of the world. The Founding Fathers knew it had to symbolize the intrinsic and distinctive values of the new country they had fought so hard to create. On the 4th of July, 1776, a committee was formed to make decisions about the design of the seal. In fact, it took 6 years and the work of 2 additional committees before a final version of the Great Seal was approved. But over the course of the next 200 years, the Great Seal became the subject of increasing controversy, especially after it became the centerpiece of the design of the dollar bill. The suggestion is that there was a conspiracy, that the design committees were infiltrated by a secret society, the Freemasons.
Understand that the Masons are not working openly for their goals. They keep them secret. They put their symbols inside the seal so that only those who knew the secret could understand them.
So who are the Freemasons? Although their earliest origins are steeped in mystery, modern Freemasonry can be traced back to the craft guilds of stonemasons who built the great cathedrals of Europe.
The Freemasons were formed originally for the same reason that any craft organization was formed, much as a labor union today.
But by the early 1700s, Masonry was regarded as much more important than a mere craft guild. It had developed what might be considered an alternative philosophy, celebrating the knowledge and ancient traditions of the stoneworkers through the practice of elaborate and colorful rituals and indulging in clandestine ceremonies.
Their basic philosophy is the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. They were all inclusive. They were supposed to include all religions.
By strict invitation only, aristocrats and scientists were welcomed into Masonic circles. They were eager to explore and discuss beliefs and ideas in the safety of their private lodges or meeting places. And it was men like these who assisted the spread of Freemasonry in America.
In the late 1700s, Freemasonry was a relatively elite organization, limited to the upper middle class in the United States. It was also one of the few organizations that transcended the colonial boundaries. Freemasonry was Freemasonry, whether it was in the colony of Massachusetts or the colony of South Carolina.
Freemasonry had become a secret society of educated and influential men, bound together in a brotherhood whose bonds crossed all geographical boundaries and all religious divides. There are people who believe that Freemasonry was, and still is, an alternative religion fundamentally opposed to the Christian faith.
Freemasonry is a secret organization that they claim is not secret but sacred. But it is secret. I can't go to their meetings, neither can you. Even the media can't go. So if they've got an evil purpose to change our civilization, and we don't want to change it, they've got to conceal it.
Certainly, in the War of Independence, Freemasonry brought together a disparate yet powerful network of men who played a vital role in the campaign against British colonial rule.
Many of the prominent Americans during the Revolution were Freemasons. Certainly George Washington must count as one of the most prominent, Benjamin Franklin, Paul Revere, John Hancock. All of these men were Freemasons and very prominent in the Revolution.
Benjamin Franklin became a member of the first committee who worked on the design for the Great Seal. He was joined by Thomas Jefferson, also thought to be a Mason, although no official confirmation of this has ever been unearthed. The final member of the committee was John Adams, who later became the second President of the United States. They were assisted by a heraldic artist called Du Cimetière.
Du Cimetière was able to provide actually 4 design elements that went into the final seal.
These were the date of independence, 1776, expressed in Roman numerals, a shield, the Latin motto, "From many one," and the Eye of Providence, which is claimed to be a Masonic symbol. However, it's hard to establish just how much influence any Freemason had on the Great Seal, particularly as it did take 2 more committees, each employing its own artist, several more years of work before the final design was approved.
One of the biggest problems in researching this area, especially dealing with the Founding Fathers and the Great Seal, are many records have been burned and lost during the Revolution, deliberately, because the British decided they were going to eliminate as much of the secret societies that we had in the United States at that time.
The British government feared the power of these societies, and the power represented by one iconic figure in particular,